I built my cabin myself, right at the edge of the mountains. It wasn't fancy, but it was mine. Off-grid, peaceful, and surrounded by trees older than most of the HOA members combined. For years, I minded my business, paid my taxes, and didn't bother anyone. Then Karen became HOA president. She came by one morning, clipboard in hand, lips pursed like she'd smelled something bad. "Your water pipes cross HOA property," she said. "That's a violation." I laughed. "Karen, those pipes have been there since the 90s. The HOA didn't even exist back then." She gave me that tight smile. "We'll see about that." 2 weeks later, I turned on the faucet. Nothing, no water. Outside, I found fresh tire tracks and a pile of dirt where my line had been. Someone had cut it clean through and buried it again. My neighbor whispered they came late at night, a couple of guys in orange vests claiming it was emergency maintenance. I called the city. "If they touched your private line," the inspector said, "that's a big problem." He drove up the next morning, dug down, and whistled. "This isn't city work. Whoever did this did it recently and illegally." He took pictures, measurements, everything. "Who's running your HOA?" I smiled. "You'll hear her before you see her." At the next HOA meeting, Karen stood at the podium like a queen. "We're improving safety," she said. "Unauthorized pipes can't run beneath shared property." I raised my hand. "So you're admitting you cut mine?" She bristled. "We didn't cut anything, we maintained it." People started murmuring, pulling out phones, recording. That's all I needed, her public confession. 2 nights later, a storm hit. Rain hammered the hillside for hours. Around midnight, my phone buzzed and a text from another neighbor. "You need to see the clubhouse." I drove down in the pouring rain. The HOA clubhouse was half underwater. Mud and debris rushed downhill like a river. Karen was shouting orders as maintenance workers tried to pump water out. "It's just runoff," she yelled. Then came the cracking sound. The ground shifted under her feet and part of the building tilted. Water burst through a wall. People screamed and ran. I pulled up my truck lights and just watched, rain dripping from my hat. The clubhouse sank half a foot into the ground before stopping. The next morning, the city inspector came back. He pointed at the broken drainage pipe. The one Karen's crew had rerouted to cut off my water. "They diverted flow across unstable soil," he said. "That caused the collapse. This is on them." Karen tried to argue, but the inspector just shook his head. "You didn't have authority to touch those lines. You're liable." By the end of the week, the city billed the HOA for environmental damage, property repair, and unauthorized excavation, over $100,000. They had to raise community dues to pay for it. The members turned on Karen fast. Her "for sale" sign went up before winter. I repaired my pipe, added my own filtration system, and built a small garden where the old clubhouse stood. People walk by now and smile. "Guess your water's running fine again," one neighbor said. "Better than ever," I told him. "Funny thing, they once said I wasn't part of their community. Now they can't water their lawns without my permission. So if you ever think about crossing someone's line, make sure you know who actually owns the land."